Hey, what's going on YouTube? How y'all doing, family? Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you guys can know when your girl uploads. This is part 2 of the adoption story. I already tried to record this before and got interrupted, so I'm starting again. Okay, it's hot out here, so excuse me. But jumping back into the story, y'all knew that, like I said, D wanted me to get an abortion and I refused. At that time I was in a mental state of, I felt like if I told my family and everybody, I felt like I wasn't going to have their support again. I don't know why I felt like that, but I just felt like nobody was going to accept her. Nobody was going to, well, I can tell y'all, it's a girl. She's a girl. um I felt like people was not going to accept her, and I felt like I was gonna be by myself, and I just I couldn't like I just couldn't at that time. I just felt like I needed the support, and I'm sorry about the noise, y'all. My neighbors, they weird, but I felt like I wasn't gonna have that support, and I needed my support system. So that's definitely what I needed, and I felt like they wasn't gonna accept it. And at that time, my aunt, she was going back and forth to the hospital. She almost lost her life, and I had to keep up the house while she was gone. I had to clean by myself. I was cleaning by myself. I was trying to cook. I didn't have, a car, so at that time I couldn't, go to the store and get food and stuff. I had the money for the food, but I couldn't go get it. And it was like I tried to scrape everything that I had in the house together to feed my kids. Like I was trying my hardest, and at that time I was so sick. Like that was my first trimester, and I had found out I had a vitamin D deficiency too, which is what like had me so tired all the time to where I couldn't go to the store. I couldn't go to the store. I needed people to go to the store for me. So, um, my other aunt, which is another story time, me and her don't get along. So it's like she definitely wasn't trying to do. She wasn't trying to help me at all. She, it was bad. I basically didn't have any help. Um, so I made it up in my mind that I had to I had to give her to somebody that I know that was able to and could give her everything that I couldn't. Um, that hurts for me to say as a mother because I always wanted to be that person for my kids that was like, I basically wanted to be a superwoman to my kids, and I wanted to be that person that was able to protect them and provide them with everything that they needed to have. So they made me feel bad, and I didn't want, and I still don't want my baby to think that I never wanted her or I didn't want her and kept my other kids, because that's not what that was. It's just at that time I was in a bad mental space where I felt like I couldn't provide her with that 100% that she deserved. All I had was the time that I had for the kids that I already have. Like, I don't want that to sound bad, but that's all I had for them. Like, I couldn't give much more. I didn't have it. I was going through a lot of things, mentally, to where I felt like I was not enough already. You know, then getting into it with my aunt, that was a lot of energy that I wasted, and trying to give myself to other people. I was trying to help other people in the midst of me needing help. And I had two people in mind that I wanted to be her bonus mom, but I wanted to still be in my kid. I wanted to still be in her life, and they was going to like take her away and I was not gonna be able to be in her life, and that's not what I wanted. So I told the first person no, which I knew through my youngest son's dad. I wanted to be in their life, and I knew her, and I thought that she would have been okay because she had money, and at that time I was like, well, I'm just I just want to give her to somebody who has money. Excuse me, y'all. But she needed more than that. She needed love and unconditional love, and she needed a big village that I knew would protect her and help her and be there for her and give her opportunities that I wasn't going to be able to give her. So what I did was I told them no. The first person that I told no, I'm gonna name her. I forgot her name, y'all. I forgot her name, so I'm gonna name her Kay. I forgot the good name. But Kay, I used to be close with her. I built a bond with her. We had issues before, but that was because of outside people. But I ended up growing a bond with her, and I thought that she would have been a nice candidate because she loved kids and she loved animals like me. So I thought that, you know, she would have been cool. But she just wasn't getting back to me at times. Like, she would ask me if I still wanted her to get the baby, and I was like, yeah, but that's all I heard from her. Like, I wanted to talk to them. I wanted to know what type of people they are. Like, her mom wanted to get her, and I was like, I wanted to get to know them so I can know what type of people they are before I just hand you my child and just say, here, you're mom. Like, um I still want to be active in her life. I still wanted to be there for graduations, for appointments. I wanted to be there for a lot of special things in her life, for her first walk, her first word, everything. They wasn't trying to provide that, and I never heard from them again. So I just said no. And they had a problem. Of course, she had an issue with it. Text me a long paragraph and was very rude and stuff. And I just blocked her and kept it moving because I didn't have any more energy to give to anybody else. So the second person was a classmate. I knew her from when she stayed down here in Louisiana, and she was always a good person, and she actually was adopted, and she was in foster care and everything. So I thought that that would be something good because I wanted her to, you know, help her with that insight in that area. But she stayed all the way in Texas, and like I said, I wanted her to be close to me. So I went throughout the rest of my pregnancy without really knowing who. And a lot of people was reaching out to me, and I was like, no, it has to be that specific person. In my heart had to tell me yes before my mind did. And every time my heart kept telling me no to these people. So I feel like that was God in a way of showing me who he really wanted to be there. So I went throughout my pregnancy, and then I was on Facebook one day, and I seen this girl pop up that I knew from when I was pregnant with my youngest son. And I met her through my youngest son, and she actually does hair really good. And um that's another story time too. While I was staying with my oldest kid's baby, my oldest kid's dad and his girlfriend, and that's how I met her and stuff. And she was doing my baby hair, and she was talking to me, and I felt like I wanted to, like I said, give my youngest son up for adoption because it was a lot of stuff. I was younger, but she wanted him, and I was gonna give her him, but then I wanted to keep him, so that's what I did. But I still knew her, and we still kept in contact with each other, and she always seemed like a sweet person. And I had seen um a few years before that, she had cancer, and I just saw her going through it, and I was always thinking about her. So she ended up being cancer free. I would say, I think a year or two before I got pregnant, and I was telling her congratulations and stuff like that. So I seen her again on my Facebook, and I was like, her, because she only have one child. I'm gonna name her Ann. So I saw her. I don't want to say her name on here and stuff like that, but I seen her. I was like, oh, and something in me was like her, and I think she ended up messaging me because she had seen one of my lives while I was crying, and I was saying that I really want to give my baby to somebody that I know will take care of her. And at this time, I think I was like I think I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant, and I didn't tell my aunt, which is like my mother. I'm gonna tell y'all about that too. She's like a mom to me because my mom wasn't in my life. So I finally told her, I would say about 3 weeks before before I was time for me to have her, which was crazy. But yeah, I told her that late. I was like, I have her in April, and it was like May. So yeah. But anyway, I seen Ian, and Ian was like, "Hey, I seen her live. Let me get her. I promise you, I'll take care of her. I promise you that." Um, she basically was telling me that she promised that she would take care of her and give her everything that she needed. And I was like, I'm in my heart, I'm confident, and I know that you would. I know for a fact that you would take care of her because she takes so good of care of her son, and then she loved kids and stuff too. So it was like everything was just falling into place with that. Um, so me and her, we started texting each other back and forth, and I was telling her, I was like, "Yeah, I want you to have her. This time, I really want you to have her." And she started taking me to my appointments. She was there for me, like she was really right there beside me through the rest of my pregnancy. Like we was communicating, and we was getting everything together, and she would always ask me, "Did you change your mind? Did you change your mind?" And I was like, "No." Because last time I changed my mind, and I know that I didn't want to get her heart and her family ready, like that, and then I changed my mind. So I was never frustrated when she would ask me, because I understood why she would ask me that. And I don't want to get emotional, bro, but it's like I ended up getting closer with Ian because at that time I didn't have nobody else. And that might have been my fault, but I really felt like I didn't have no real ones on my team. And I didn't want to bother my aunt because she was going through all these health problems. And I didn't want to put that extra burden on her, because all my life I felt like I was nothing but a burden. And I still feel like I'm nothing but a burden to her. So I didn't want to say anything. So I always would confide in, and she would be there every time that I text her. If I called her anything, she was right there. And I really appreciate her for being my sister. Like, I really bonded with her, and that's all I wanted. All I wanted was to still be in my baby life, and I still wanted to be that mother figure for her while she have a new mom and a new daddy, and everything that she needs. Um, she she was there with me throughout my whole trimesters, everything, and she even did my hair for me, and like she took me to every appointment, every appointment. And at that time, only one person can go in because of the pandemic. So I would have to go in there by myself, but she was always right there. She sat out there in the heat and waited on me till my appointment was done every time. And even though she had her son that she still had to take care of, she was still there every appointment. Um, I had her in April. That's when I had was scheduled for my C-section. Um, we had to stay up extra early to come in at like I think 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock that morning. They wanted us in there. So I was scared because I didn't want anything to go wrong this time because I was a high risk pregnancy because of my weight, of course, and you know how they tell you about all the things that can happen. So I was scared and I was like, I'm not ready to get that big ass needle in my back because that hurt. It hurts. It's not fun. But I really, really am appreciative to the surgeons, the doctor that came in to deliver her. I'm so appreciative to the anesthesiologist. He was a cool dude. He talked to me and he kept me calm throughout the whole situation. Like, was right there. I'm a big baby. So, like, he really was there and rubbing my head and keeping me calm. And it didn't even hurt when he put in the anesthesia. Um, it was really, he did an amazing job. I was so grateful to God, so grateful to those people. I didn't have no problems, none. She was right there with me. She held my hand. Ian was right there. Like, if I could insert pictures, I'm gonna insert a picture of her taking a picture of her when they took out my stomach. It might be a little graphic, so I don't know. But like I said, I'm not monetized yet. Y'all help me get monetized, okay? I'm working towards that 1K so I can get monetized. But yeah, like I was really, really nervous and she held my hand. She was there with me. I had to stay an extra day because of the incision. Like they had to cut it like this instead of the bikini cut. I had to get it like this because I have so much scar tissue down there and they didn't want it to get infected because of my stomach and everything. So they cut it this way and they wanted to keep me an extra day because I was bleeding a lot. I lost a lot of blood and I had to stay extra night and she stayed with me even though the baby was born and she could have just got her baby and left and she didn't. She stayed there with me to make sure that I was okay on that uncomfortable couch. Baby daddies, I understand y'all, okay? I feel y'all pain. Them beds is not comfortable in the slightest, okay? So she stayed on that uncomfortable bed and that shower. Like, we totally did not, we said we was gonna come prepared and we totally was not prepared. We didn't bring no snacks. We was hungry that night. They told her if she leave out she wouldn't have been able to come back, so we was literally stuck in that hospital for like 3 days and I was rushing myself to get ready to be healed so I could come home because one, I wanted to come home to my babies, and two, I know that she was ready to go home to her with her baby and go back to her older baby. So we stuck it out. We thugged it out. We both was like, look, we ready to go. Okay, doctor. But yes, she stuck with me and she still sticks with me. And like, my baby is 1 years old now. She's amazing. She funny. She's so goofy. Like she a little busy, but like she's just now starting to walk. So she exploring and getting into any and everything, and she's the most amazing baby that God could have granted us with. And she has this big family now. She has two moms. She has a dad. She have uncles and aunties, so many of them. She got big brothers and big sisters, and I feel like, she got the best of both worlds. And if you ever watch this video, I just want you to know that I am so grateful to have you in my life. I'm grateful that you fell in love with my baby girl and made her your baby girl, and she just have this big family now that love her unconditionally and will protect her through any and everything. No story is perfect. Of course, we done had our ups and downs and our little issues, but we moved past that, and I'm grateful that we were able to move past that and still love each other unconditionally. And I love her like my sister, and that is my adoption story. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys felt the emotions that I felt. I tried to tell it as good as I could. I'm still getting used to doing story times and stuff like that. But y'all, I'm sorry if I look exhausted. I have not been to sleep. I have insomnia for a few weeks and it's horrible. So make sure you guys like this video up. Make sure you guys comment down below. Hit that bell notification. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 1K. I'm trying to get monetized so I can give y'all better content. And yeah, that's my adoption story. Y'all be blessed.